Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Best English Podcast. I'm your host, Olivia.
And I'm James. It is so good to have you here with us today. Whether you're listening on your way to work, while you're making breakfast, or just relaxing at home, we are seriously happy you chose to spend some time with us.
We really are. And today, James, we have a topic that is, wow, it's probably one of the most important things we could ever talk about for an English learner. It's a game changer.
Absolutely. We're talking about that one big, scary wall that so many learners hit. It's that feeling, you know the one. You studied grammar, you've learned vocabulary, you can read and understand English pretty well, but when it's time to actually speak, you freeze.
That freeze. It's like your brain just shuts down. All the words you know suddenly disappear. You have this perfect sentence in your head, but your mouth just won't make the sounds. It's so frustrating.
It's the worst feeling, and that's exactly what our entire episode is about today. The title says it all. Stop thinking, start talking.
Yes, this is your official permission to be imperfect. This is the episode where we help you break down that wall, quiet that nervous voice in your head, and just let the words flow. We want to help you find your voice in English.
Exactly. I was talking to a student last week, a really smart guy named Carlos. He told me, James, I feel like I have two people in my head. One person knows what to say, but the other person is a scary teacher with a big red pen, ready to circle every mistake. So he just stays quiet.
Wow, a scary teacher with a big red pen. That is the perfect way to describe it. I think almost every single person listening right now can understand how Carlos feels. We've all been there. It's this monster called overthinking.
It is. And today, we're going to give you the tools to fight that monster. We're going to talk about why we freeze up, and then we'll share some incredibly simple, practical, and honestly, fun ways to change your habits. By the end of this conversation, we promise you're going to feel lighter, more confident, and ready to actually start talking.
So get comfortable, maybe grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's get into it. Let's start with the big question, James. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we overthink so much when we're trying to speak English?
That is the million-dollar question. I think the number one reason, the biggest one of all, is the fear of making mistakes. It's huge.
Oh, it's massive. It's this deep fear that if we say something wrong, people will laugh at us, or think we're stupid, or just judge us.
Right. We worry, what if I use the wrong preposition? What if I say he go instead of he goes? What if my pronunciation is terrible and they can't understand me? Our brain starts running through 100 possible tiny mistakes before we even say the first word.
And what happens when you're thinking about all of that?
You say nothing at all. The moment is gone, the conversation moves on, and you're left feeling disappointed in yourself. It's a terrible cycle. You wanted to speak, you got scared, you stayed silent, and then you feel bad, which makes you even more scared to try next time.
Exactly. And here's the crazy secret that your English teachers might not have told you. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Tell me.
Native speakers make mistakes all the time.
All the time. It's true. I'm a native English speaker, and I make mistakes every single day. I'll use the wrong word, I'll start a sentence and forget how to finish it, I'll say things that don't make perfect grammatical sense, but what's the difference?
The difference is you don't care. You don't stop and think, oh no, that was a grammatical error. You just keep talking. Because the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to communicate an idea.
That's it right there. The goal is communication, not perfection. I think a lot of learners, especially if they learned in a very strict classroom, have this idea that English is a test. Every conversation is a final exam.
Yes, and they feel this pressure to get a perfect score, an A+. But real conversation isn't a test. It's more like playing a game of catch with a ball. The goal is just to throw the ball and have the other person catch it. Sometimes the throw is a little wobbly, sometimes it's not perfect, but as long as they catch the idea, you've succeeded.
I love that analogy. It's not about how perfectly you throw, it's about the connection. And that leads to another huge reason we overthink. We are translating in our heads.
Oh, this is a big one. This is when you want to say something in English. So first, you create the perfect sentence in your native language. Let's say in Spanish. Then you start the slow, difficult process of translating each word one by one into English in your mind.
It's like building a house brick by brick inside your brain before you even open your mouth. It's so much work, and English and Spanish or Japanese or Russian, they have different structures, different ways of saying things. So a direct word-for-word translation often sounds really strange and unnatural in English.
Totally. And what's worse is how slow it is. By the time you've built your perfect sentence in your head, the person you're talking to is already talking about something completely different. They've moved on.
Ugh, yes, and that feeling is just crushing. You did all that mental work and you missed your chance. It makes you feel like you're always one step behind the conversation. And that makes you not even want to try.
It really does. It makes you feel like your English is just not fast enough. But the problem isn't your English, it's the process you are using. You're trying to be a human translation machine, and our brains just aren't designed to do that in real-time conversation.
So, you've got the fear of mistakes, and you've got the habit of translating. What else is part of this overthinking problem?
I think a huge part of it is a simple lack of confidence. So many learners feel like their accent isn't good enough or their vocabulary is too small. They compare themselves to native speakers or to other learners who seem more fluent, and they think, I'm just not good enough to speak.
The comparison trap. It's deadly. You hear someone else speak beautiful English, and you don't see the thousands of hours of practice and mistakes that went into it. You only see their success, and you compare it to your current struggle.
It's like looking at a professional athlete and feeling bad because you can't run as fast. It's not a fair comparison. Your English journey is your journey. It's unique. But when we feel that lack of confidence, we tend to stay quiet. We don't want to show our bad English.
But silence is the enemy of progress. The less you speak, the scarier speaking becomes. The more you avoid it, the bigger and more frightening it seems in your mind. It becomes this monster under your bed.
It really does. So, just to recap for everyone listening, we overthink because of a fear of making mistakes, a pressure to be perfect, a habit of translating from our native language, and a general lack of confidence. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
I bet every single person listening is nodding their head right now. But okay, that's the problem. We've spent a lot of time talking about the why. It's important to understand it. But now let's move on to the good stuff, the fun stuff, the solution. How do we stop this?
Yes, let's get practical. The solution, the real secret to fluency, is actually incredibly simple. It's about practice, not perfection. It's about training your brain to work in a new way.
I like the sound of that. So, what's the very first step? If someone is listening right now and they are stuck in that thinking trap, what is one thing they can do today to start changing?
The first and maybe the most powerful tip is to start thinking in English.
Okay, tell me more about that. That sounds kind of advanced. How does a beginner even start doing that?
It's actually not as hard as it sounds, and you can start incredibly small. You don't have to think about complex philosophy in English. Start by just looking around the room you're in right now and just label things in your head.
Oh, I like that. So I'm looking at my desk, and in my head, I just say, desk, computer, lamp, coffee cup.
Exactly. Just the single words. don't make sentences. Just start making that direct connection between the object and the English word. You're skipping the translation step completely. You see the object, you think the English word. That's it.
That feels manageable. You could do that anywhere. On the bus, you could be thinking, window, seat, bus driver, red car.
Yes. And once that feels easy, you can graduate to the next level, making very, very simple phrases or sentences still in your head. For example, when you're making your coffee in the morning, instead of just thinking coffee, you can think, I am making coffee. This is my cup. I need hot water. I am adding milk.
It's like being the narrator of your own life, but in simple English. You're just describing your own actions. Now I am brushing my teeth. I am walking to the door. I am putting on my shoes.
You've got it. It feels a little silly at first, but what you are doing is building a new habit. You are training your brain to form thoughts directly in English. So when it's time to speak, your brain doesn't have to do that slow, painful translation work. It already has some simple English sentences ready to go.
That makes so much sense. You're warming up your English brain throughout the day. So when a real conversation happens, your brain isn't cold. It's already in English mode.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's a warm-up, and it's something you can do for just a few minutes every day, and it makes a massive difference. So that's tip number 1, think in English, starting with single words and moving to simple sentences. What's next?
Okay, the next one is what you called the golden rule earlier, and I love this one. The rule is focus on communication, not correction.
Yes, the golden rule. This is a mindset shift. When you are in a conversation, your number one job is to connect with the other person, to share your idea or your feeling. Your job is not to be a perfect grammar machine.
So if you say something like, I go to the beach yesterday, is that grammatically correct?
Nope. It should be I went. It's a mistake. But did the other person understand you?
100%. They know exactly what you mean. They know you were at the beach and it was yesterday. The communication was successful. The idea was transferred from your brain to their brain.
Mission accomplished. That's a win. But the overthinker, the perfectionist, will get stuck on that mistake. They'll say, I go, no wait, went, I went. And in that moment of stopping and correcting, they lose their confidence. They break the flow of the conversation.
Right. The hesitation is actually more disruptive to the conversation than the small grammar mistake was. It's better to make a mistake and keep going with confidence than to be perfect but slow and hesitant.
So much better. Think about it this way. What sounds more fluent? Person A? Yesterday, I went to the beach. The weather was good. Or person B, yesterday I go to beach. Was beautiful weather.
Person B, easily. Even with the mistakes, it sounds more natural, more confident. There's energy there. You want to keep talking to person B. Person A is working so hard that it makes the listener feel a bit tired too.
That's such a good point. Your confidence and your energy are a huge part of communication. So our challenge to you, the listener, is this. The next time you're speaking English, give yourself permission to make mistakes. Just try to get your idea out. Speak first. Worry about the mistakes later. Or better yet, don't worry about them at all.
I love that. Okay, so we're thinking in English and we're focusing on communication over correction. But a lot of learners will say, okay, James, that's great advice, but I don't have anyone to practice with. This is a huge problem for so many people.
It is, but we have a solution for that too. And you're not going to like it at first. You're going to think it's weird, but I promise you it works. The tip is Practice with yourself.
I knew you were going to say that. People always feel so strange doing this. But it is one of the most effective things you can do.
It really is. You have a speaking partner who is available 24/7, who will never judge you, and who is completely free. It's you. So how do you do it? You can stand in front of a mirror and describe your day. Today was a good day. I woke up. I went to work. My boss gave me a new project. It is interesting, but difficult.
Or you can do it when you're alone in the car. Instead of just listening to music, talk to yourself. Talk about your plans for the weekend. This weekend, I want to see a movie. Maybe I will call my friend. I also need to go shopping.
You are getting your mouth, your tongue, your lips used to forming English words. Speaking is a physical activity. It uses muscles. And just like any other muscle, you need to exercise it. Talking to yourself is like going to the gym for your mouth.
That's a great way to think about it. And there's zero pressure. If you make a mistake, who cares? No one is listening. You can stop, you can start again, you can try saying a sentence in 3 different ways. It's a safe space to experiment with the language.
Exactly. So please, please try it. It might feel strange for the first 5 minutes, but once you get over that, it becomes a powerful tool. You are building confidence in a private, safe environment.
Okay, I'm convinced. Talking to yourself is a secret weapon. Now, what about sounding more natural? A lot of learners worry about their accent or their rhythm. They feel like they sound robotic.
Ah, yes, the rhythm of English. This is where my absolute favorite technique comes in. It's called shadowing.
Shadowing? It sounds like something a spy would do.
It kind of is. You're basically following a native speaker like a shadow. Here's how it works. You find a short piece of audio with a native speaker. It could be from a movie, a TV show, a YouTube video, or a podcast like this one.
Okay, so you have your audio clip. What's next?
You listen to one sentence, then you pause the audio and you immediately try to repeat it exactly as you heard it. You're not just copying the words, you're trying to copy the music of the sentence, the rhythm, the intonation, where the voice goes up and down, the speed.
So you're trying to mimic them perfectly, like an actor learning a role.
Precisely. And then there's an even more advanced version. Once you get comfortable, you can try to speak at the same time as the native speaker. You play the audio and you talk along with them, trying to stay just 1 or 2 seconds behind them.
Wow, that sounds challenging.
It is. It's a real brain workout, but it is the single fastest way to improve your pronunciation and flow. You are bypassing the thinking part of your brain and just focusing on making the sounds. You stop worrying about grammar rules and just focus on the physical act of speaking naturally.
It makes your mouth and brain work together at native speaker speed. So even if you don't understand every word, you're getting used to the rhythm and flow of natural connected speech.
You've got it. 5 to 10 minutes of shadowing every day will do more for your pronunciation and fluency than hours of studying grammar rules. It trains you to stop thinking and just imitate, to just talk.
That's a fantastic tip. Okay, I have another one that I think is really important, especially for people who feel like they have to sound really intelligent and academic when they speak English.
Ooh, I know where you're going with this.
The tip is keep your sentences simple.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. So many learners feel this pressure to create long, complex sentences with big, impressive words. They think it will make them sound smarter.
But what it actually does is create more opportunities for mistakes and more time for hesitation. You get halfway through your long, complicated sentence, and then you get lost. You forget what you were trying to say.
And you pause and you feel that panic rising. It's so much better to use short, simple, correct sentences than wrong, complicated, broken ones. Fluency is about flow, not complexity.
Let's give an example. A learner might try to say something like, "Despite the fact that I have a significant amount of work to complete, I am considering the possibility of attending the social gathering this evening."
Okay, that sounds like it's from a textbook. It's so formal and complicated. How could we say that in a simple, natural way?
How about this? "I have a lot of work, but I might go to the party tonight."
Perfect. It's simple, it's clear, it's natural. Nobody talks like the first example in a real conversation. The goal is to keep the conversation moving. Short sentences are your best friend. They are easy to build and they keep your confidence high.
Exactly. So give yourself permission to be simple. Simple is clear. Simple is confident. Simple is fluid.
I love that. Okay, we've given them a lot of what to do. I want to talk about something you should do with your mistakes. We said it's okay to make them, but I think we need to go a step further. I think you need to embrace your mistakes.
What do you mean by embrace them? Like, be happy you made a mistake?
Yes, or at least change how you think about them. A mistake is not a failure. A mistake is not proof that you're bad at English. A mistake is proof that you are trying. It's evidence that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone.
I like that. Evidence that you're trying. If you speak for an hour and make 0 mistakes, it probably means you only used words and grammar that you are 100% comfortable with. You didn't learn anything new.
Exactly. But if you try to use a new word and you use it incorrectly, or you try a new tense and you get it wrong, you've learned something. Your brain now has a memory connected to that word or rule. Mistakes are some of our best teachers.
They really are. You remember the time you made an embarrassing mistake much more clearly than the 1,000 times you said something correctly.
That's so true. So instead of feeling shame when you make a mistake, try to feel a little bit of pride. Think to yourself, good, I made a mistake. That means I'm learning, I'm growing. Change that internal voice from the scary teacher with the red pen to a supportive coach who says, nice try. Let's try that again later.
That change in mindset is everything. It makes you fearless. If you're not afraid of mistakes, what are you afraid of? Nothing. You're free to just talk.
You're free, and that freedom is what we want for every single person listening. Okay, so we have all these amazing tips, but now I think it's time to put it into action right here, right now.
Ooh, an exercise. I like it. What are we going to do?
We're going to do a spontaneous speaking challenge. Spontaneous means you do it without a lot of planning or thinking. That's the whole point.
Okay, I'm ready. How does it work?
The rule is simple. We will give you a topic, and you have to speak about it for just 1 minute without stopping. You cannot pause for more than a few seconds. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is just to keep talking. If you can't think of a word, just describe it in a different way. If you get lost, just start a new sentence. Just keep the words flowing.
This is the perfect exercise to fight overthinking. It forces you to just let go and speak. I think we should show our listeners how it's done. You give me a topic, Olivia.
Okay, James. Your topic is your favorite type of weather. 1 minute, no long pauses. Ready, set, go.
Okay, my favorite type of weather is definitely autumn weather. I love when it's not too hot and not too cold. You know, you can wear a sweater or a light jacket. I love the feeling in the air. It feels crisp. It feels clean. The sun is shining, but it's not strong, not like in the summer when you feel very hot. Also, the leaves on the trees change color. You see beautiful reds and oranges and yellows. I love going for a walk in a park in the autumn. It's just my favorite season. I feel very energetic and happy in that weather. It's perfect for hiking or just sitting outside with a cup of coffee. Yeah, definitely autumn.
And stop. Perfect. That was great. Did you notice, everyone, how James didn't stop? He used simple words. He described his feelings. He wasn't trying to be a poet. He was just talking. That's exactly what we want.
It was fun. You kind of just get into a flow. Okay, now it's your turn, Olivia. Your topic is describe your dream house. 1 minute, no long pauses. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, okay. My dream house. My dream house would be near the ocean. Not right on the beach, but close enough to walk. It would be a small house, very cozy. I want lots of big windows, so there is a lot of natural light. Inside, I want a very big, comfortable sofa where I can read books and a big kitchen because I love to cook for my friends and family. The kitchen is the most important room. Outside, I need a small garden. I want to grow my own vegetables like tomatoes and cucumbers and maybe some flowers too. It doesn't need to be a big, fancy house, just a simple, peaceful, happy place near the water. That's my dream.
And stop. Beautiful. See, you kept going, you used simple language, and you painted a picture for us with your words. It was perfect.
Thank you. It's a really fun exercise. Now, it's your turn, listeners. We're going to give you a topic. After we say it, we want you to pause this podcast and try it. Just for 1 minute. Talk out loud. To yourself, to your cat, to the wall. It doesn't matter. Just speak.
The topic is, what is something that makes you happy? It could be anything. A person, a food, a hobby, a place. Just talk about something that makes you happy for 1 minute. Ready? Pause the podcast and go.
Welcome back. How did it go? Was it difficult? Was it easier than you expected? Even if you struggled, that's okay. The first time is always the hardest. The important thing is that you did it. You took action.
Absolutely. And if you do this challenge just once a day, 1 minute of nonstop talking, your confidence will skyrocket. You'll be amazed at how quickly you improve. You're training yourself to bypass that thinking part of your brain and go straight to talking.
Exactly. So we've covered the problem. We've given you a ton of practical tools and an exercise. But there's one last piece of the puzzle, and it might be the most important one. It's your mindset.
Ah, yes, the inner game. Because you can have all the best techniques in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be a constant battle.
It really is. And the first mindset shift we need to talk about is understanding where confidence comes from. So many learners think, I will speak when I feel more confident. I am waiting to feel ready.
But it's a trap, isn't it? Because that feeling of confidence never just appears out of nowhere.
Never. It's the other way around. You don't speak because you're confident. You become confident because you speak.
Say that one more time. That's so important.
You become confident because you speak. Confidence is not a starting point. It's a result. It's the feeling you get after you do the scary thing. Every time you open your mouth and speak English for 30 seconds, you are building a little bit of confidence. You're proving to yourself that you can do it.
It's like going to the gym. You don't wait until you feel strong to start lifting weights. You lift the weights, even the small ones at first, and that's what makes you strong. Action comes first. The feeling of confidence comes second.
So, stop waiting to feel ready. You are ready enough right now to say one sentence. Start there. Action is the cure for fear.
Wow, that's powerful. Action is the cure for fear. I love that. What's another mindset shift that can help our listeners?
The next one is to stop comparing yourself to other people.
The comparison trap we mentioned earlier. It's so easy to do, especially with social media. You see people on Instagram posting videos of themselves speaking perfect English.
And it can be so discouraging. You think, wow, their English is amazing. I'll never be that good. Why should I even try? But you are only seeing their highlight reel. You're not seeing the years of awkward conversations, the embarrassing mistakes, the hours of practice.
That's so true. The only person you should ever compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you a little bit better today than you were last week? Did you learn one new word? Did you practice speaking for 1 minute? If the answer is yes, then you are winning.
You are on the right path. Your journey is your own. Celebrate your own small victories instead of measuring yourself against someone else's finish line.
I love that. Okay, I have one last mindset shift that I think is crucial, and that is to learn to embrace discomfort.
Ooh, that's a good one. What do you mean by that?
Speaking a new language is, by its nature, uncomfortable. It feels weird. Your mouth is making strange new shapes, your brain feels tired, you feel vulnerable because you can't express yourself perfectly. Our natural human instinct is to run away from that discomfort.
We want to go back to our comfortable, safe native language where everything is easy.
Exactly. But here's the secret. All growth, all learning, all progress happens right outside your comfort zone. That feeling of discomfort is not a sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you are growing.
It's like the feeling of your muscles being sore after a workout. It hurts a little, but it means you're getting stronger. So when you feel that nervous, uncomfortable feeling before you have to speak English, try to smile and say to yourself, there it is. That's the feeling of progress. I'm in the growth zone.
Don't run from it. Lean into it. The more you can tolerate that feeling of discomfort, the faster you will grow. Confidence is built by doing the things that make you feel uncomfortable, again and again, until they don't feel so uncomfortable anymore.
That is such a powerful idea. So, our new mindset is action creates confidence. We only compare ourselves to our past selves, and we learn to love that feeling of discomfort because it means we're improving.
If you can adopt those beliefs, you become unstoppable. The language becomes a fun challenge, not a scary test.
And that's what we want for all of you. We want you to feel the joy of connecting with people in a new language. It's one of the most rewarding experiences a person can have.
It truly is. Wow, we have covered so much today. We've talked about why we overthink. We've shared tons of practical tips like thinking in English, shadowing, and talking to yourself. We did a speaking challenge, and we've talked about building a powerful mindset.
Before we finish, I just want to say one last thing directly to you, the person listening to my voice right now. Learning English is a journey. It's long, and sometimes it's really, really hard. You will have days where you feel frustrated. You will have days where you feel like you're not making any progress. That is normal.
Everybody feels that way.
Everybody. But please remember this. Every single time you try, every time you open your mouth and speak, you are getting better. Even if it's just one messy, imperfect sentence, you are one step further than you were before. You are growing.
Don't let your fear be bigger than your dream. Your dream is to communicate in English, to connect with people from all over the world, and you are so much closer to that dream than you think. You are capable. You are smart enough. The only thing left to do
Is to start talking.
That's it. The perfect moment you're waiting for will never come. The perfect moment is right now. After this podcast ends, your challenge is to use your English. Send a voice message to a friend. Say hello to a tourist on the street. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Just do it.
Believe in yourself because we believe in you. We know you can do this.
We really do. Thank you all so much for listening today. We hope you feel inspired and motivated. If you enjoyed this episode of the Best English Podcast, please consider subscribing to our channel.
And leave a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Tell us, which tip from today's episode are you going to try first? We read every single comment.
Your support means the world to us. Thank you for being a part of our community. Until next time.
Stop thinking.
And start talking.
Bye, everyone.